Hey, it is Troy Stavros with Doorbell Real Estate, and today I want to talk about the 5 questions first-time home buyers should be asking themselves as they're getting ready to jump into the process of looking for a home. All right, let's go to the article that I wrote and just kind of go over it. Okay, so number 1, do I make enough money to afford a home? So many advisors out there are going to recommend that home buyers use the 28-36 rule when they're determining whether or not they can afford a home. So that rule, to put it simply, means that your mortgage should be 28% or less of your annual income. And all your debt payments together should be less than 36% of your annual income. So you're going to have to crunch some numbers to figure out what that is when you look at your annual income. Do that calculation and see what it is that you can afford as far as a mortgage, and then add all of your debts together and see where you're at as far as that total percentage. So that being said, average home prices vary all over the world, obviously. So the annual income you're going to need to afford a home in Knoxville is going to be different than it would be to afford a home in Los Angeles, say. So it all depends on where you're at. So if you're not looking at this video from Knoxville, definitely look at your situation where you are. Okay, question number 2. What kind of down payment do I need as a first-time home buyer? Well, one of the challenging parts of home buying, probably the most challenging part of home buying for first-time home buyers, is saving enough money for a down payment. But luckily, home buyers do not, and let me stress that again, do not have to put down 20% in order to be approved for a loan. Some loans require 10% down, some require as little as 5% or 3.5% down. And if you utilize some other programs, like if you were in the military, you can get a VA loan, which you have to put 0 down. And there's some other loans out there, depending on where the house is located, then you can utilize a USDA loan, which requires 0 down. So there are options out there. So don't get too stressed out about down payment until you know what your options are. Okay, so question number 3, is my credit score high enough? Well, the credit score you're going to need to purchase a home varies depending on the mortgage you're applying for. So we talked about those other mortgages above. So all of these different mortgage products are going to require different credit scores. Obviously, the higher your credit score, the better, the more options you're going to give yourself. But one thing's for certain, as a first-time home buyer, your credit score needs to be in good shape. The lower the credit score you have, the harder it will be to qualify for a loan with a reasonable down payment. There's more options for a lower down payment the higher your credit score. So work on that credit score. And the thing that you need to do is get a pre-approval. That's what you need to be talking to a lender so they can show you all of these options, and also talk with a trusted real estate expert because they can point you in the right direction. If they can't answer your question, they will get you with a lender that can. All right, number 4, what kind of property is right for a first-time home buyer? Well, purchasing your first home is obviously a big commitment. Besides considering all the many costs of owning a home, you also need to consider what kind of property is right for you and your family. For example, condominiums require less maintenance than homes, but with so many condo association rules, you might not be able to customize your home as much as you'd like. And also, another point that you need to remember when you're looking at condominiums are most condominiums have a pretty healthy HOA fee, meaning you're going to have to pay for all that maintenance somewhere. So you're paying it more than likely in a higher HOA fee because they're taking care of the exterior, they're taking care of the landscaping, everything. So you're paying for that somewhere. On the flip side of that, while you can customize, you could get your own single family home, you can customize it all you want within the HOA guidelines. If the home is in a HOA, you're going to be responsible for all the maintenance and repairs, and that can add up too. So those are some things that you need to consider. Are you going to be more comfortable in a condo where you're paying a fee and you know how much that fee is going to be every month and you know that maintenance is going to be taken care of? Or are you okay with a single family home where those maintenance things are going to come up and you're just going to have to deal with it out of your pocket. All things to consider. Okay, so number 5, how long does it usually take to buy a house? Well, there's no denying the home buying process can be a lengthy one. Besides the time you spend finding your dream home, you have to find a real estate agent, you have to get pre-approved for the loan, you have to make an offer, you have to negotiate the offer. More than likely in today's super competitive market, you're going to have to deal with a multiple offer situation. So there's probably a pretty good chance you might not get the first couple homes or first home that you make an offer on. You're going to have to try a couple of times before you can win. You're going to have to get a home inspection. You're going to have to negotiate the repairs or compensation for the inspection items. You're going to have to get an appraisal, all that. And yes, I know all of that sounds super confusing, but the good news is get yourself a good trusted local real estate agent and they will walk you through that process, and a good agent will make all of that seem pretty easy and stress-free for you. So the amount of time it takes for steps in the home buying process varies, obviously, but typically after the contract is signed, it can take anywhere between 30 to 45 days to close and move into your home. So all the steps I mentioned above, like I said, you do not want to go that alone. Find a trusted local real estate agent to help guide you through that process. So if you have any questions about any of these things or any other questions that might come up about buying a home, especially if you're a first-time home buyer, just reach out and let me know. I am happy to help in any way that I can. My buyer's agents are amazing and they're happy to help in any way that we can. We would love to get you into your first home. Hope you're having a great day, and we will talk to you soon.